Hi guys, this is Gina from Glamhairus. I'm going to show you how to do something really simple and easy that's very appropriate for the summer. Gina has a little bit of natural wave to her hair and actually doesn't really know how to style it wavy. So I wanted to show her and you guys how to wear your hair wavy. So she's just out of the shower. She washed her hair and conditioned the ends only, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And just combed it out. So we're going to start from there. What I always recommend is just parting your hair the way you would naturally before you start any of this. There are some variations and I'll explain that in a moment. But which way would you say you wear your hair?
Usually this way.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start by just kind of getting it parted to the side that she wears it to. So I'm going to put the products in it. So I'm just going to start with a little bit of like a, it's like a detangler. It gives shine. I mean, you already combed your hair out, but it'll help control the frizz and make it look shiny. So I'm going to just spray that on the bottom part of her hair. Her hair is very wet all the way throughout her hair, from roots to ends. So you want to just make sure that you put the products on your hair when it's completely wet everywhere and it's a consistent like dampness. And then I'm going to use this root lifting spray by Kenra. It's not, you can use, I think in general, you can use any type of product to make the hair wavy. You just want to use a really good amount of it. I always say if you think you have enough, add a little more. It could be a gel, a mousse, a hairspray. I would say just use what you have in your at home already and see how it goes. I really think it's important to make sure you use a good amount of product on your hair when it's wet. So whatever that is and however you're styling it, I would say I probably repeat that the most to my clients out of all the years of doing hair. Actually, so now I'm gonna get her hair off to the side again. Just gonna kind of comb it through. That will help distribute the product evenly. You actually don't have to comb your hair if you wear it wavy. I mean, sometimes my own hair, I'll just get out of the shower and won't comb it. I'll comb it in the shower with a little conditioner on it, put some product on it, and then just kind of scrunch it up and let it air dry. So it's not necessary, but you know, that is one option. It just depends on the texture. Now that we have a good amount of product in her hair, I'm gonna still put a little bit more. I'm gonna use hairspray. I know that sounds really weird to put hairspray on your hair when it's wet, but I know it seems to work well for me. And I feel like most people have hairspray at home, so they could at least use that on their hair to create a wavy look. I'm gonna spray that everywhere too. It's really important too, like just make sure you're like lifting up your hair and spraying the front of your hair too, because that's really important. A lot of people, when I put the product on their hair, even if I'm blowing it out, they're like, oh, I never really sprayed along here, but that's like important hair because it's right in front of your face. That, you know, it's more important this hair here than the hair back here. So I always say like, pay extra close attention and give a little more TLC to like the very front of your hair, regardless of how you're styling it. You can actually just air dry it from here. But this is like one little trick that works really well. Just take your hand towel. What you want to do is you want to get the hair doing its natural thing first. So you want to try to get some of that wave forced in it. Right now, this is like not what it naturally wants to do. So I just take a towel and I'll scrunch it and just hold it for like a second and just try to start creating a little bit of that natural wave on the damp hair. Let's say your hair is halfway damp and you try to do this process. I mean, you might have a good end result, but the thing is it started drying just naturally how it would. Frizzy, straight, curly, probably a combo because everyone's hair is different. Even if you have curly hair, your hair is curlier in one spot and frizzier in another spot most of the time for most people. So that's important to get the hair when it's wet to kind of manipulate it how you want it to before it air dries and does whatever it wants to. If Gina wanted to wear her hair a lot wavier, I would say wavy more often. I would say get some more layers to your hair because you really don't have a lot of layers. So that would be important. So we should be able to get a lot of good natural wave out of it, but it might get a little bit wavier if you really like it like this if you had a little bit more layers in your hair. So just something to think about. Now this you could just let it air dry. You could actually go to bed with your hair wet like this. You'd get beachy waves then in the morning. That would be really cool. But if you're going to go to bed with your hair when it's wet, you have to do all the other steps. You have to put all the product on it. You have to scrunch it. At this point, you could do whatever you want. You could do what we're going to do now. You can let it air dry. You can go to bed. I mean, any and all the things. So this is the way I always, my clients always want to know how to do their hair, like the beachy waves. And this is pretty much what I tell them. Do all of this and then go to bed. Like you can let it air dry a little bit before you go to bed, but so this is, now the hair is all prepped with the product, with the part the way you like it, you know, for the most part. Okay, so and that took out a little bit of the moisture because it was like really, really wet. I just put a diffuser on the end of my dryer. In general rule of thumb, you want to make sure the diffuser has little prongs like this. And you want to bring your dryer with when you go get the diffuser so you know that it fits. It should just kind of like shove right on there. This is like 10 years old, so old, but it's got the little prongs, so that makes a big difference. You can actually go upside down too if you want. I'm not gonna do that now, but okay, look all the way up, G. The motion is just to kind of like cup it and hold it, and then just keep doing that until it dries all the way. See how I know you can't see this, but you can see how the wave is really starting to form. And you can put it on low or you can put it on high, whatever works for you. I would say probably do a little bit of both and a little bit of air drying too. Another thing is too, I'm just placing the hair in the diffuser and cupping it up. That's really important. Don't touch your hair a lot. A lot of people are like touching and scrunching. That creates major frizz. So just remember that. So this is Gina's finished result. See how beautiful that wave is? As I was diffusing the hair, I noticed it getting a little bit frizzy, so I did put a little bit more hairspray on it as I was going through and diffusing it. It is slightly damp right now. I just feel like it's better to let natural wavy hair just kind of dry a little bit on its own. I don't know, it just sometimes needs to do its own thing. So the front is really pretty, and I just think it looks really natural. What do you think, G?
Yeah, I really like it. It's something that I want for the rest of the summer.
Yeah.
Into August and September, just to have that, like,
Yeah.
have your hair wet, diffuse it, and then go. Or
Like wash and go hair.
Wash and go, like
Yeah.
to bed with it wet,
Yeah.
wake up with the beachy curl.
Yeah. The other really cool thing too is, I didn't do it on your hair, but what you could do when it's wet, and again, you can diffuse it this way, air dry it or not. I'll usually do it just on the top section and do maybe like 8 or 10 sections. And I'll take the hair when it's wet, it's a little sticky now, because I put a bunch of product on it, and I'll take the hair and I'll like twist it in like a ringlet, and then I'll do that on parts of the hair, like when I know someone's hair and I know the front is real funny, I'll take like maybe like a chunk like this and then just twist it and just let that air dry. It literally dries like a big loopy curl. That works really cool too. It's just something different if you want to try that. If not, this looks a little bit more natural, but that would be cool too. And I would just do like, 3 or 4 pieces on either side of your head. Awesome. Yay.
Thank you, Jean.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for watching.